The Republic P-47 Thunderbolt is my favorite World War II era fighter, mostly due to having read Lieutenant Colonel Robert Johnson's autobiography, Thunderbolt, upwards of 40 or 50 times. The book details the exploits of the 56th Fighter Group in the skies over Europe. The then Captain Johnson scored 27 kills during World War II, with a 28th probable but unconfirmed kill, making him an ace several times over and second in the unit to only Francis Gabby Gabreski, who just happened to be the top scoring ace in the European theater with 28 kills. The P-47 wasn't the fastest or the most maneuverable fighter. It didn't have the longest range, even with the external drop tanks with which it would eventually be fitted, but there was just something about it that captured my attention more than any of the others. Nicknamed the Jug because of its resemblance to a milk jug if the plane was stood on its nose, the massive P-47 quickly developed a reputation as an extremely rugged fighter, with countless stories of Thunderbolts flying back to base with enough damage to knock any other fighter, and many bombers, out of the sky. Much like its present-day namesake, the A-10 Thunderbolt II, more commonly known as the Warthog. Also like the Warthog, the P-47 was purpose-built around one of its components. For the A-10, it's the massive 30mm GAU-8A Avenger cannon, the largest gun ever mounted in an aircraft. For the P-47, it was the 2,000 horsepower Pratt & Whitney R2800 Double Wasp 18-cylinder radial engine. To give you an idea of just how truly large the P-47 was, when it took to the skies with its normal combat load of 3,400 rounds for the 8 50 caliber machine guns mounted in the wings, and a full internal fuel load of 305 US gallons, the Thunderbolt weighed an astounding 17,000 plus pounds at takeoff. For those keeping score, that's just shy of 9 tons, making it one of, if not the, heaviest fighter to take to the air in World War II. 15,636 P-47s of all variants were built during its production run, which lasted from 1941 to 1945, making it the most prolific fighter aircraft ever built, even to this day. While popular among many pilots for its toughness, survivability, and firepower, the P-47 was replaced by the P-51 Mustang in most fighter, interceptor, and escort roles, and eventually relegated to close air support and ground attack missions as a fighter bomber, both of which the plane excelled at. The previously mentioned 56th Fighter Group voluntarily stayed in their P-47s rather than make the switch to the Mustang, and they were the only unit to remain in Thunderbolts at war's end. And although other fighters were considered better or more maneuverable than the P-47, the 56 ended the war with more air-to-air victories than any other unit, with 677 and one-half. That total accounted for just over 18% of the P-47's total victory count of 3,752. The P-47 Thunderbolt continued to serve with the United States until 1953, and at least 19 other nations until 1963.